I hate being the good guy. I'd rather just yell at you.
Psych.
And yet I'm the bad guy.
You are a monstrosity of evil.
Bad parenting.
Go to hell.
A psycho! Yes! Her name's Abigail Miller!
Swaggy Lee is in the house!
Hey Sunshines, welcome to my first episode of An Honest Opinion, where I give you my honest opinions on one member of the Dance Moms cast. Kenzie Ziegler is one of the most popular Dance Moms cast members and managed to gain attention even after the show ended through her singing, social media, and more. But her path to fame was riddled with its own traps and scandals along the way. So, what is my honest opinion on Kenzie Ziegler? In this series, I'm going to be talking about my opinions on the cast both before and after leaving the show, since many of them have grown and changed a lot after leaving. Kenzie is a prime example of someone who is completely different than the person she was on the show. Here are a list of topics I'll be covering in this video. First, let's start with Mackenzie's time on Dance Moms. Kenzie was one of the OGs, being there since season 1, and since she was the youngest on the team, she was underestimated for a lot of things. But what stands out to me as something that went unnoticed was her intelligence. Kenzie was smart and funny even in season 1, coining what became one of the most iconic Dance Moms quotes as a 6-year-old.
But I don't want to go on Broadway. All I want to do is just stay home and eat chips.
Melissa, Mackenzie's mom, tried to make it known a few times that her youngest daughter was smart. She spoke about Kenzie's excellent school performance, and Kenzie actually skipped a grade in school. I don't think it's very well acknowledged how smart she is, especially now that she's older. We seem to judge her based off other external factors without considering that she is and was pretty smart. For almost the entirety of the 6th season she was on the show, Kenzie was the youngest on the team. Sometimes this led her to be excluded from group dances. The idea of being the youngest also meant that she was babied a bit by Abby, constantly getting the same fun acro and jazz styles in her solos, rather than getting opportunities to do more mature dances like her sister and teammates were allowed to do. It's pretty clear that the dances she did at a specific age don't have mature concepts when compared to what others were doing at the same age. Kenzie's age also impacted her dancing abilities. She was only 6 years old when she first appeared on the show. That's extremely young to be on a reality show, and to perform dances for national TV after only getting 2 days to learn them. Since she didn't get much time to learn her dances, Kenzie often forgot her solos on stage, in earlier seasons especially. I think this would have been traumatic for anyone to experience over and over again, let alone a child. I believe this also impacted her confidence with dancing in general. We saw multiple times on the show that Kenzie was afraid to improv, to show her own creativity, and to be confident in that. She was directly compared to Maddie for every single season she was on the show, and to Asia in season 3. These rivalries seemed to really affect her self-confidence in her own dancing skills. Even now, when many fans consider her hip-hop on par or even above Maddie's hip-hop skills, she has said that she knows Maddie is better than TikTok-style dances, which usually have hip-hop elements in them. Kenzie was shown to have a lot of talent in acro and jazz, and was one of the best acrobatic dancers on the show in earlier seasons. According to a clip from season 5, Kenzie is also an advanced tap dancer, which we got to see most recently in her appearance on The Masked Dancer, a celebrity dance competition show. However, any of her talents in other styles were often ignored in favor of having her do acro solos all the time. I personally wish we could have seen diversified solo performances for everyone on the show, no matter how few or how many solos they got. Kenzie seemed to be pretty versatile in group dances, so it's unfortunate that we didn't get to see more of her other styles of dance. The relationship between Kenzie and her mother Melissa on the show was closely defined by someone else entirely, Mackenzie's sister Maddie. One of the biggest ongoing storylines for Melissa was her alleged favoritism towards Maddie. I think that Melissa felt the need to defend Maddie more because the moms got upset about how Abby treated her in comparison to the other team members. This is something that didn't happen with Kenzie, because Abby seemed to show less favoritism towards her. Now, of course, this doesn't excuse Melissa from everything she's done in relation to Kenzie. One thing I'm still hung up on is that Mackenzie didn't get any say on when she left the team. It made sense for Maddie to leave the team when she did. At that point in her career, Maddie was achieving global recognition with Sia, and she missed out on many episodes of Dance Moms in order to perform with Sia or to do other jobs. It only made sense that she start taking more opportunities. Looking back, it made sense for Mackenzie to leave as well, but the fact that she didn't know she was leaving means that 1, she didn't get to make the choice herself, and 2, she didn't have opportunities planned for when the team left. It was only about Maddie. And while it made sense for Kenzie to leave along with her mother and sister, and she later did express that she wanted to leave at the time, she still should have known exactly when that was going to happen before they announced it to the rest of the team. Abby seemed to like the Ziegler sisters compared to the other dances, but she had an unusual relationship with Kenzie. While they had their fun moments together, like Kenzie giving Abby foot massages and Abby driving Kenzie to her singing performances, there was still a lot of pressure put on Kenzie by Abby. She was constantly compared to Maddie and Asia, something she never managed to escape throughout her time on the team. While Abby had a special relationship with Kenzie due to being invested in her music career, we didn't get to see too much of that on the show, and it felt like Abby lost interest in that as Kenzie grew older. Being child pop star Maxie gave Kenzie a few special opportunities, most notably the Girl Party music video that was featured on Dance Moms. Maxie released other music afterwards, but it wasn't given as much publicity on the show. Mackenzie participated in the same auditions that the team did, and was even cast as the lead in a Maddie B music video. However, this role was taken away from her since Abby didn't approve of the contract agreement. Kenzie's music was easily swept under the rug in season 5, when the producers tried to stage a sort of music battle between Nia and Kendall. I like that Kenzie was interested in music, and managed to carve out her own space where she didn't have to be compared to her sister. However, we didn't get to see as much of this side of her life on the show as I wish we could have. Kenzie left the show at the age of 11 near the end of season 6, which was filmed in 2015. Since then, she's gone through some of her teenage years and is now 16 years old. Of course, a lot has changed since then. Mackenzie seems to go by the single moniker Kenzie now, styled without a capital K. Along with this new style, she seems more confident and wear clothes that are distinctly her own fashion style. She's received some criticism for her clothing choices, and while her style is a lot different from my personal style, I think that it's alright for her to explore with fashion as long as she's comfortable in her own skin and wearing clothes that she likes. Kenzie seems to have a large group of close friends, and seems a lot more happy and carefree than she was on the show. Still, she admits to having a lot of anxiety and struggling with mental health, which is more than fair concerning her childhood experiences on reality TV. Kenzie stopped dancing competitively when she left the show, but it doesn't seem like she's quit dancing altogether. She was still seen taking classes in LA this year, and competed in some celebrity dance competitions, including Dancing with the Stars Jr. and The Masked Dancer. She made it to the final round in both competitions, showing that she still has a good amount of dance talent. Kenzie seems to prefer dancing hip-hop and ballroom now, but has been seen doing some contemporary tap and other styles as well. The dancing that she posts publicly now seems to be mostly contained to TikTok dances, but she also continues doing hip-hop and ballroom. Kenzie's mom Melissa seems to give her a lot of freedom in life. Kenzie was allowed to do things like get a tattoo and have the master bedroom in her family's home, privileges that are usually only given to adults. Melissa is still a caring and protective parent though, and defends her daughters from any cyberbullying that they encounter. This includes drama over an angle of the Brat Show Total Eclipse where Kenzie's leggings are slightly see-through, and when people were causing trouble at one of her book signings. While the tattoo and bedroom choice are somewhat on the edge of what I think COVID could be allowed, one thing that I can't get past is the fact that Kenzie is constantly allowed to have friends over and socialize in person during quarantine. Even if Kenzie and her friends get tested, it doesn't seem right to me that she's taking COVID tests just to hang out and take pictures. Where I live, there's been serious backups with COVID testing and receiving results, and oftentimes there just aren't enough tests for the number of people who need or want them. Kenzie getting a test just to film a video or to meet up with her friends doesn't seem as important as other reasons people might need to take a COVID test. Out of the Dance Moms cast, Kenzie is one of the most active on social media. She runs active accounts on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and posts occasional YouTube videos as well. She makes social media posts often, and her fans get to see many clips of her daily life. I think she's been doing a pretty good job at being active and tries to interact with fans by posting some fan edits on her stories and replying to some comments. Kenzie has been involved in many projects since leaving the show. Most notable is her music career, where she's been continuing with singing and songwriting. The last album she released was Phases in 2018, but she's made more recent songs, namely Cozy With Me with Ann Saunders, Donuts featuring Young Bae, and Exhale featuring Sia in 2020, and Motives and Hot in 2019. She was able to showcase some of her new music while touring with Pretty Much on their 2019 FOMO Summer Tour. After singing 2 duets with Johnny Orlando, she was able to participate in the Day and Night and What If promotions, and she performed with him in many other venues. Kenzie also has toured with Maddie for a few years in the Ziegler Sisters tour, although that has not continued since COVID. The tours often give us chances to see Kenzie dance and sing live, so it's really great that she continues to do this, and I hope the sister tours continue longer. Kenzie has done some acting roles as well, as one of the leading actresses in the Brat TV show Total Eclipse, and playing Dorothy in the Lithgow Family Pantos production of Wonderful Winter of Oz in 2018. She has also tried voice acting, voicing the main character Lily in the animated movie Ice Princess Lily. Kenzie is still very young and learning how to act, but I think she's been doing a fairly good job at portraying her characters. Aside from that, Kenzie has tried her hand at multiple other ventures. In 2017, she partnered with the clothing brand Justice to create a clothing line. She released an autobiography in 2018 titled Kenzie's Rules for Life, and in the same year released her Love Kenzie makeup line. As an influencer, she's participated in many other brand partnership campaigns as well. I'm quite impressed with what she's been able to accomplish at such a young age. She even surpassed Maddie in social media followings and seems truly passionate about the entertainment industry. As a celebrity, Kenzie has come into her fair share of scandals and controversies. She has had some leaked images where people disapprove of her clothing or poses. There was a video that surfaced in 2020 showing Kenzie saying a racist slur, after which she apologized. The Zieglers are no longer on good terms with Abby from the ALDC, despite having known each other for a long time, and Abby continues to insist that they stole from her during the ALDC's European tours. There was an incident in 2018 where a leaked image seemed to show Kenzie vaping, which she later explained was an anxiety-relieving tool. Due to her large friend groups, Kenzie is often shipped with her male friends, and that has brought its own share of drama along the way. She has had relationships before, and has been fairly open with sharing pictures or videos with the boyfriend she's had, and so I think she's free to live out that aspect of her life, so long as she feels that she's mature enough to be in a relationship. There are some behaviors that she does that I feel she is a bit young for, but considering her child experiences and her job in the entertainment industry, it's hard to tell if she's doing anything entirely inappropriate. It's easy for me to say that she shouldn't be doing all these things at such a young age, because I haven't been in the entertainment industry where all of Kenzie's actions are considered kind of normal. While some of her actions are problematic, the environment she grew up in could be part of the reason why she feels that she has to do those things. At the same time, Kenzie is getting older and growing up, and she seems to be taking responsibility for her actions and taking ownership of what she's done. She continues to have strong self-beliefs and continues to stick up for what she thinks is right, and I appreciate that she uses her voice as an influencer to try to raise awareness for messages that she thinks are important. Now, that's my honest opinion on Kenzie Ziegler. What's your opinion? Do you think she's changed after leaving Dance Moms? And what do you think of her current choices? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you next time on the next episode of An Honest Opinion. Bye.